Obey versus Radiance, Gore. And this is a true maybe top versus bottom matchup when you kind of look at how the first couple of weeks have played out.
Yeah, Radiance, I feel like have taken the league by storm, and this is something to be said. Normally you look at teams like this that kind of form together and kind of question, like, yeah, there's a lot of huge names, but are they going to be able to mesh together the way people think? And so far the answer has been yes, and it's been a very resounding, loud, screaming from the back yes. Whereas Obey haven't been able to pick it up.
Obey searching for their first win. Radiance trying to avoid their first loss. Game 1, let's kick it off.
But there's so much on Obey on Radiance that's going to force you to use that jump that then that route will basically act like it executes in some situations.
Well, to speak of immobility, as Cyclone Spin gets plugged in but doesn't seem too deterred, we've seen a lot of this horrific emblem, I feel like. Maybe we can't talk about it yet. This is trouble for Inbound. It can't be another game where he gets first blooded, and yet it is. Radiance on the board here already, and he's got to make sure he's being more careful.
The hope is that you're going to be so good later on down the line that it's worth it.
Well, Weekend getting aggressive, and he's got to on this Robin pick. Good positioning there from Benji, but he is still in trouble. The Jormungandr from Ducky will not be deterred, and he finds himself a kill, gets Obey on the board, and show he can play at this SPL level. Maybe we'll have to wait to talk about it, though. Obey going for a sneaky Gold Fury, dropping the Sun. Cyclone Spin is nearby as well. The Taiko Drums has already been used to try and keep him zoned out. That was clean from Obey as they steal the objective away.
This is the best Obey has looked, without a doubt.
Adapting has been a bit quiet, but Inbound might be in a tricky spot. Lurking in the waters, Weekend comes over to you. Fear No Evil is defensive from Adapting. The charge Prey cannot land. Now Inbound stuck, but Ducky creates further space. Aurora's quite low, and RDO can be a bit immobile. She doesn't have the dash. Wowie is the one that punishes on the Ho Yi, but is quite low, has to retreat, and they want to try and keep surging forward. They know Ducky's have to pop up out of the ground sooner rather than later, but Adapt doesn't have the ultimate anymore. Just that slow he drops onto Ducky, and unfortunately it's Cyclone Spin that ends up low. Good damage from Wolfie, puts him down in dangerous threshold. They get the kill in the Cyclone Spin, but they end up losing Ducky too. Oni Fury down half already. Obey have already gotten one Fury without Radiance contesting. What about a second? It looks as though Radiance know about this one, though. They've got a ward inside the pit. It looks Fury low. Obey do manage to secure it, but they've got some low health bars. Inbound in a tough position. Ducky lurking off to the side, but this disengage is clean. This is what I'm talking about. This start to the game was good from Obey, and now they're connecting it to more clean plays to further pull ahead. Gold Fury, and it is a Gold Fury this time, is down to about half, and they're still pulling it. They reset it a bit as the ultimate comes out from Adapting. That does force the CC immunity out from Ducky, who I believe picked up the beads. In goes Benji trying to get aggressive. Obey, though, have grabbed the Gold Fury, and Radiance want to keep up the aggression. It's going to be tough, though, to keep this chase. The disengage from Obey has been so clean all day long.
This is where ward coverage is really big usually for teams that are this slightly ahead, because it lets them still finish the item that Radiance can likely also finish, but it leaves you with 200 extra gold left over for a ward and some sentries.
That's big knockup from Benji. The Fear No Evil's there as well, and Wowie now quite low has already used the beads, and Adapting dunks right on top of him. Benji still trying to stick to Inbound, but can't get the damage. They get Adapting out, but what about in the backline? Weekend could use some assistance as well, and Aurora is sticking to Wolfie, so he won't be coming in to provide backup. That's a 2-for-0 now in favor of Radiance, and Wolfie still zoned out of this engagement slowly by Aurora. Benji continues to die, forces Ducky out as well. Radiance have gotten the 2-for-0, but they're a bit low. What can they get on the back of this? Well, Fire Giant has been pulled now, aggro. Half HP as well, and Radiance still feeling like they're favored. Tings has all his relics. Cyclone Spin still has beads as well, so they are favored to start this up. In fact, it's not even really a battle. They burned it before Obey could even make their way into the Fire Giant pit, and now they are going to get aggressive. Aurora gets right to the back line. Fear No Evil separates Inbound. He's low, but not dead. In fact, Aurora is the one that ends up falling. Adapting gets the other support, though, taking down Inbound. 4v4 is Radiance on the disengage.
But Wolfie's looking for a little bit more alongside Ducky. Aegis from Big Man Tings is going to be good, and Benji is still plenty healthy.
Look at the damage he still has. Wowie gets gobbled up, and Benji hasn't even transformed. Cyclone Spin takes down Wolfie, and Benji in his final Frieza state ready to keep on fighting. Weekend and Ducky got to fully get on out of here, threaten this Phoenix, but someone's got to go back to deal with these minions. They aggress onto the Titan, and that is the window Radiance are waiting on. 30 more seconds left on FG. Inbound goes in aggressively with the charge. Prey doesn't find much. Fear No Evil pins Weekend against the wall. He ends up living too, and Ducky wants to go for the dive, but Benji's doing a dive of his his own, shuts down Weekend in the back, pops the thorns, knocks up Inbound as well, and forces him to head for the hills. So far, Radiance getting everything they want off this push. Left side Phoenix is going to come down.
And Benji even lives. Aurora not quite as lucky. He ends up eating a little bit too much damage from Wowie, but
it just took them a couple of weeks of ramp maybe to get to that same spot. We'll have our chance to see as we watch more games from them. But Ducky wants to take the fight outside the Phoenix, and he pays for it. Never even gets the ultimate off as the Fear No Evil locks him down.
yeah, that's again your Yorm. I've got beads, but that ultimate takes a long time to go off. You're never going to get a chance to at this point in the game. He gets eviscerated. Cyclone Spin finds a nice kill onto the other frontliner in Inbound.
Benji just goes right to the Titan. This game should be over here at this point as Aurora comes in to try and help him out. Meanwhile, the rest of the team's still fighting on the right side. Phoenix, they've just left Wolfie to try and defend this all by himself, and he just can't do it. The Titan ends up going down in favor of Radiance. 32 minutes was all they needed to grab game one.
Have to give him props for bringing something new to the table. Can they bring a win to the table? We'll have to go into game 2 to find out.
Well, that would also be something new if Obey were able to find that W here.
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, Stone of Binding's a core item on Yorm because it's just so easy to proc and gives you everything you want, but you don't necessarily want it this early.
Well, Benji is going to be getting involved this early, and it couldn't have been better timed. They need help with the gank, but two members end up going down. One on the side of Obey, one on the side of Radiance. Inbound is inside the Sleepy Passive, and Wowie can't stick around. The Fear No Evil from Adapting is here as well. So even though Aurora goes down, it's a 3-for-1 in favor of Radiance to start this game off.
And it usually does execute, which is why he's been so successful. Weekend gets plucked, but a good mez by Inbound prevents that push back.
And Wolfie wants to keep this going because Ducky's rotating in. Defender of Olympus mitigated almost enough, but not enough. Ducky shuts Aurora down, but Fear No Evil is here for the cleanup again. Bring the mops out as Adapting comes in to try and clean up some kills. He only gets one as they shut down Weekend and Trade.
Big Man Tings, coming into today, only 2 deaths so far this year. That's insane. Cyclone Spin, only 5. That's 7 deaths for the backliners of Radiance through their first 2 games of the season. 2 sets, that's 4 games. They've died 7 times total combined in the backline. You're going to win a lot of games when you're able to stay that safe. And that's not just a testament to them, but also the front line of Radiance.
Inbound is in a really bad spot. That mez lasts forever, but overhand smash will proc the passive. Can anyone get in range to actually put the necessary audios in? Benji makes sure by stepping forward, and Inbound surely should die. No, he makes it back up, gets caught in the Fear No Evil, but he's okay. Wolfie with the Taiko drums is here for Peel. Even Ducky's on the way. This might be a decent fight for Obey if they can find the re-engage, but that's a great pull from Aurora. How does he always manage to find the push as Big Man Tings gets the kill and Weekend falls yet again? They turn a disaster into a chance to push.
But man, that just can't happen in that situation against Aurora's Hercules. Relics were up. It doesn't do enough damage to kill him either, but this is just what Aurora does to you, man. He puts you in a spot where you're not winning.
Wolfie has decided to go aggressive. He used the Thunder Crash in place, but Tings just kills him then instead. The taunt keeps Inbound stuck in a spot he does not want to be, and we know he doesn't have the Sleepy Time passive this time to try and help him out. But Cyclone Spin's alone in the back. Finally, the carries are isolated, but he leaps away. They don't have the damage. Somehow, Cyclone Spin skirts death yet again, and now Ducky is stuck with no ultimate in a blizzard, and the cold is too much. It's a double kill for Benji on the Athena, and now they want the last couple of members, see if they can clean up Wowie. The leap over the wall is enough for Adapting to get a kill as well.
Yorm can be difficult to siege against as well, so it's not bad.
Inbound initiating has used the blink and the mez, but Fear No Evil locks Weekend in. He gets a bit baited in that engagement. He's the one that pays for it. They do get the kill on the Tings, though. Remember, they knew he didn't have the relic, so they shut him down. The taunt does catch Inbound, but they don't have the follow-up damage. The 4-on-4. Mid lane are missing from one, jungle from the other, but Wolfie here to play. Shuts down Aurora, and Obey Alliance push Radiance back out of their house.
Gets Big Man Tings down with some help, but could have been even better.
This is a chance for the punish on the Wowie, who went aggressive in left lane. Adapting doesn't have the Fear No Evil yet. Aegis buys Wowie some time. Adapting juking around, hoping he'll find some CDs in order to reposition. They've bit off more than they can chew on this left-hand side, but Adapting has weaved his way back out of there, and now Obey might be a bit positionally committed to a fight that they don't want. Aurora continuing to get aggressive, so is Benji right here next to him, but the entirety of Obey is here. This is a risky proposition, but Aurora picks Weaken out of all those people that were there and plucks him back. That's the perfect target. And now he's re-engaging. Driving Strike and the Boulder. Can't find any of it, but Aurora gets too greedy and wow, he cuts him down.
That's the easy initiation now. It's a little bit better for Ducky to lose beads than anybody else because he at least can't get Herc plucked like everybody else on his team can.
Well, Ducky goes into the ultimate. Maybe he thought there was a heavier commitment than it actually was from Radiance. Either way, that's his ultimate down. He's a sitting duck for this Fear No Evil. They gobble him up quite easily. Aurora gets the credit. Weaken in some trouble too, but Benji doesn't have the damage to finish him off. In fact, Wowie gets the punish. It's a 1-for-1, and Obeya got to find a way to reset and stay sturdy. But Wowie gets hit by an axe. He has to use the beads. He's now much more vulnerable and has to be careful. He's trying to stick around and defend this right side Phoenix, but it's getting shredded by Cyclone Spin. Thunder Crash aggressively from Wolfie is just barely not enough damage.
Wow, that was close. Cyclone holds on to all the relics. An alpha male move from him to not use anything in that moment. Inbound still wants to keep this going because they know just one auto attack is going to be enough for Radiance to get this Phoenix. And Benji's coming up soon.
They kind of have to fight outside of it is their thought, but Inbound can't afford to step forward and get caught by the ranged CC. Tings gets the kill credit, and at this point, Cyclone Spin's almost back up to full. With 4 members, they can re-siege this right side Phoenix, and I don't even think Obey can defend it. It's going to fall before they even get there. It's dropped down already.
Wow.
We could try to go to the back line, but he just gets manhandled. Tings gets another kill to improve to 4-1 and 6.
Aurora normally about to pluck the enemy front line or someone in front of him. Here's we can go in on the back and immediately removes him from said situation. Just beautiful play by him yet again. And now this is where the Athena ultimate, not great in those standing 5-on-5s. Phenomenal that Benji's right back and setting up Ducky for another death.
Yeah, Ducky did almost nothing in these two team fights between those two deaths. Fear No Evil catches nothing as Wowie is able to evade it in time, but it does end up catching them a Phoenix to try and find those prolonged engages because of Benji's great itemization and play. It's been difficult as now Inbound taunted at the front, brought down well below half, down below a quarter. That means Aurora can start to go aggressive. Wolfie has to respond with the ultimate just so he doesn't get plucked, and Radiance can still re-siege.
And Wolfie holds on to the beads, but now without that ultimate, it's going to be harder to defend as adapting right into that back line. Look at all this space that Radiance has to work with.
Inbound in some trouble. He's now been brought down quite low, and Cyclone Spin gets the kill. Wowie in some trouble as well. The Boulder follows him and flattens him down quite nicely. They'll take the Phoenix to the left-hand side as well, and Radiance with 5 members, red buff on 2. They're looking to go for the end. Look how low the Titan is aggro. They'll get Ducky and take care of him first. The Titan comes down as well, and Radiance with the swift 2-0 take care of Obey.